How much time do you spend stressing over what you're going to teach your class? Doesn't matter the setting. You could be teaching at school, you could be teaching at church, you could be teaching in your home. But that feeling of stress that keeps you up until 2 in the morning before you're supposed to teach, how often do you find yourself in this place? How often are you thinking, have I learned everything that I need to know so that I can teach the kids everything they need to know? Well, I had an experience that reminded me of an important principle that I'm going to share with you. I decided we were going to have an activity in class. I teach 20 kids ages 13 to 14, and we decided to play paper, rock, and scissors, except I just did that wrong. um, so I lined them up in two groups, and each of them was facing a classmate, and I told them, play paper, rock, and scissors. But when you're done, instead of going off to the sideline to watch the winners play, I'd like you to step behind the person that you lost to, and I would like you to become their cheerleader. So Mary and Martha are playing. Mary loses. Mary gets behind Martha. Martha finds someone else to play with, and Mary is cheering, "Go, Martha! You can do it! You can do it!" So we played it to the very end, and it was a rollicking time. The kids had a blast. It was very, very loud, and when they finished, everyone was laughing. So that was a really great activity, but I wanted it to be more. I wanted it to be a teaching experience. So I sat down and I asked them, what did we do? What did you learn? And how could you apply that to your life? I'll never forget one of my girls said, I bet you wanted us to learn that, I was one of the first ones to get out. And instead of going to the sideline and pouting or being depressed or being unconnected, I learned that I can just keep going and I can be a part of a winning team and that um, I need to not give myself that time. I need to not be on the sidelines. That as long as I keep moving forward, that I'm going to feel really positive and part of the group. And everyone was very impressed and their eyes got really big. And I didn't even do her justice what she said. It was much more than that. But everyone was like, "Oh, yeah." And they looked at me like, "You're so smart." And I'm like, "It wasn't me. It was this young lady." And in that moment, I realized that I had spent all this time preparing and stressing, except for that activity that took me like 5 minutes to throw together. And I had a pretty basic idea that I wanted them to learn about leadership. But I threw away the lesson that I had spent probably about 6 hours preparing. I rearranged. The preparation was important. I had the pieces, but I rearranged it around what this young woman had taught me. And what she reminded me of is that I cannot teach another child, and neither can you. That we need to remind our children and the people that we teach that they're responsible for their own education, and that we just need to be sure to bring the spirit in and to be prepared to give the opportunity for others to learn.